How you doing? Hi, Warren. Um, Sound okay? And how about the video? Well, I'm going to show you guys something with the video. Can you see that okay? How's that working out? Hey, GMT. Hi, Clyde. Hey, Clyde, that new banner you have over at Fist is really, that's amazing. Who did that? Anyhow, listen, before I gotta turn this thing off. This is a slow motion. I put these the two movements next to each other, trying to get resonance from the um, I try to get resonance from from the two the two. Hang on, let me see. I gotta get it started again. There you go. Uh, let's see if I can put that up there. And in slow motion, you can see that they're not in resonance. And so the gap between them right here, I don't know if you can see that or not, probably not, um, is such that it doesn't work out. Um, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to turn this guy off. But that's what I've been working on. French. Yeah, we went out today. Those, those other masks, the ones that go around, I mean, that go around here and go on your ears, the white ones, and then they have like a little accordion thing that you pull down. Oh man, I tell you, those are so uncomfortable. I had one on yesterday when we went to the grocery store, and boy, my cheeks were just stinging from that thing. I don't know, maybe they put some bug killer on it or something. Anyhow, okay, let's see. Yeah, hey, IOOI. Clyde, did you make it yourself? Did you do the graphic? Hmm. Hey, David, how you doing? Jack, Tim, Javier, Mark. Thanks for. I'll tell you about the bandana. Hi, Tim. Uh, Call it the dissonance, yeah. Instead of the resonance, the dissonance. That's what it is. Uh, let's see what we got here. Uh, Hans, how are you? Hi, Mark. Do you have to adjust the watches first? That's a good question. I'll get to that in a second. Hey, Junior and PSK 31. Okay. Um, hey, Blake. Hey, True Junior. James. Yeah, Bill the Bandit. No, this is instead of wearing that other one, I thought, well, I better wear this one. And I, I don't know. Uh, it suddenly got warmer here, which is good. Warm for us if it gets in the 60s right now. But just to catch everybody up on what I've been doing, um, on my movement, this is the one I was using. There's the barrel, there's the winder, there's the stem. And at 6 o'clock, you have a pinion, and then at right in the middle at 0 o'clock, I guess, there's another pinion, and you have to lift those. You have to lift them up so you can so that they're both stable. So I put the red things there. Those are two popsicle sticks, and I put them around so that they wouldn't hit on the pinions and balanced them out. Now, this is what this is what it looked like. You can see the wheels next to each other, but this gap right here, I think, is too big. And this morning I was asking a bunch of people if they knew a good little sort of grinding solution. Uh, I was thinking a Dremel tool. Mark sent me a link to one, so I sort of figure out, and how to do it. Eddie, too, you've done a lot of work with cutting things back and stuff and fixing them up. If you got any ideas for that, that would be interesting too. Okay, guy with YT handle. Oh, IOOI. Huh. Well, I tell you, it really looks like I've never seen one like that before. It's listen, for everybody, if you haven't seen Clyde's Facebook page, first of all, the page itself is a lot of fun, and the banner on it, there's a new banner there that's just really crazy. But it's called Fist, Phist. Is that right, Clyde? And it's just a lot of it's just a fun watch site. So I think that's what I'll say. Okay, I don't know, Mark. I got to figure this out. This is what I'm. The thing that I showed you guys. That I turn it off now. I'm not getting resonance now. Now the question that Eddie asked me was adjusting. What I did before I even tried it was to I I put both of them in a time grapher. I wanted to make sure that the frequency was the same, and and there wasn't very much difference in anything. They weren't going to be exactly alike, and it turned out there wasn't a lot of difference. And so I thought, well, I'll give it a try. Now, uh, what I did also, I took my FP Journe resonance watch, and I don't know, you can't see it in the back, but you can see how close they are. I mean, to achieve resonance, you really have to have those two balance wheels pretty close, otherwise they won't do it. And so anyway, so this is, I guess what I have to figure out is how to get this red thing here is the balance wheel, and how to cut back on the plate so that I can, so I can push them a little closer. And it might work, it might not, but it's a lot of, it's something fun to do. Quick shout out to Boris, get well soon, who is now in intensive care. Oh, whoa, 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 Hans, Boris, who and what is he in? Did he get COVID-19? Yeah, right. Hey, no, hey, Joe, no, I was using this is we're supposed to use face mask, and the one that they gave us that I got at the doctor's office, I didn't like, so I made my own. Hi, Crappy, how you doing? Uh, oh, the UK PM. Oh, okay, Boris Johnson. Yeah, well, I hope your PM gets better. I was, I don't think the Labor Party does, but I don't want to see anybody go down the tubes. I can think of, never mind. Let's not talk. No politics allowed. Okay. Uh, how you coupling one balance wheel to the other to obtain synchronization? They're not, PSK 31. They're not to be synchronized. It's resonance, and the resonance itself, not any other kind of device, does the synchronization. Okay. All right, Joe. uh, okay, doke. Well, what I was thinking, there's got to be. other than buying more watches, which is a lot of fun, there's got to be some other fun stuff that we can do, just sort of screwing around. Now, if no matter what I do, if I can't get resonance with these two movements, I'll just make another watch with the movements. So I'm all set anyway. I've got I have so I can do that. There's always something uh, to do with that. And so I was thinking, here we are. We're sort of stuck. it was it was oh, I forgot what her name was. Some actress was saying, "Well, you're stuck. Why don't you learn a language and write a book?" Has she ever written a book? You know how hard it is to write a book? It's a lot of work. And it's like, oh, go ahead and write a book. And okay. What was the other? Oh, and learn a language. I would love to learn a language. I have a French course, and this is as far as I got. So I don't know. Let's see. It was Boris Oris, man. Okay. Um, Boris. Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, I hope he's okay. He's one of the guys that comes around. The Hi, Doctor A and B. I just used my bassoon read file. I used the bassoon read file. I got to go to the bassoon read file shop. That's great. It has diamond dust on it, just brute force. Ah, aha. That is a great idea, Eddie. Get something, get a file. Okay. Hans, Honor Blackman. Oh no. Honor Blackman bit the dust. Um, I that's too bad. She was one of the most famous James Bond characters around. Honor Blackman. Yeah, I remember her. Oh, gee. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I had to get creative with limited tools. Yeah, but that's a good way to get creative. Yeah, not only that, but she seemed like a good person too, Hans. I mean, yeah, she was gorgeous. All of the Bond women are gorgeous, but I think biographically, she was just like a, pretty decent gal. Avengers. Was she in the Avengers? That was Diana Rigg and wore a Pepsi GMT. Huh. Okay, Hans. Was, you didn't have to tell me about the Pepsi GMT. Okay, what are some other things that we can do with watches? I mean, we don't have to make them or anything like that. But is there something that would be fun that we could do? Have any of you modified have any of you modified a strap? That's a lot of fun. Uh, I The first thing you have to do is you have to get a Langenheim because they have three lugs on them, and then you have to chop up your your band so you can get the thing on there. Uh, oh, okay. Before Diana Rigg, I think I sort of vaguely remember that, Hans. Um, Okie doke. Let's have some other things we can that we can try. Well, let me ask you this: do you guys have some suggestions? Like I said, I was thinking of a Dremel tool to cut back here. Um, Eddie and Mark gave me ideas. Any other ones you have? Yes, GMT Master. She wore a Pepsi. Ah, uh, I like to get mine out of the bank. Oh, Junior, what do you have your watch in the vault for safekeeping? Is that what it is, Junior? Our banks are open. As far as I know, they are. I haven't been there. My wife has been to the GMT. Oh man, Junior, can't you go down and get them out? Right now, I've been wondering some strange things. I've been wondering what criminals are doing during this period. I mean, do they wear masks? I know that. Um, okay, all right. A Rolex Pepsi for pictures. All right. Uh, Not a collateral, I hope. Hmm. Not sure what you mean by that. Have to make an appointment. Oh, okay. Well, make an appointment, and that's something to do. I just sent you a Facebook message with a link to the files. Uh, oh, okay, to the files of those files. All right, thank you. So now I got a couple ones. Uh, yeah, usually, well, not to answer for Junior, but it. I just put them in my safety deposit box and leave them there, and that works out pretty well. But I live in a pretty small town, so it's not that far to the bank. Hey, Mark, the bank lobbies are closed. You'd think you were trying to get into Fort Knox. Oh, I didn't know that, Mark. I like I said, the only banking we've done ever since this whole isolation thing has started has been to drive up ATM machine. My wife, doesn't want to get out of the car and go into the little ATM machine that's in sort of an entryway into the bank. And so any watches of mine in the vault are going to have to stay there until this whole thing's over. And I don't know. Do you go out for food shopping or get it delivered? I tell you something. We've been going out, but we get a lot. We tried it yesterday. We went out and got 2 weeks worth, and so we got the cupboards are full, and the refrigerator and the freezer and everything else. And that's it. There's been a lot of comments about hoarding. Um, and there probably has been some. I know these creeps have been trying to sell these masks and stuff to the hospital, but what I'm talking about is just sort of regular people, and they have certain hours we can go in there and get stuff. And so we went in yesterday, got 2 weeks worth, and got out as quickly as we could. So, trying to ignition point file. They are small handheld files. Ooh, that sounds like an interesting idea. Oh, wow, that is a very good idea. Where do you get an ignition point file? Down at Pep Boys or something like that? Did I get enough beignets? No, but I got enough hot cross buns. Um, hey, Paul. Let's see. Okie doke. You're doing all of that stuff. Good. All right. Ah, there's a one of my watches, one of my better watches. The stem and head came out. Just I was winding it and stuff, and all of a sudden, boom. And what I'll do with it, I was thinking, well, all I got to do is pop off the back and loosen the screw a little, very little, and then put it back in, and then tighten up the screw that holds it. But it's the back is held on with screws, and I really don't like opening up that. And then they have a lot of them have they're sealed, and I don't want to mess with the seal. So I'm going to wait until my 84-year-old watchmaker is they open up that shop again and take it down to him and have him fix it. So I'm going to try that. If he can't do it, I'm going to have to send it away, unfortunately. Apparently, a 96-year-old watchmaker from Brooklyn died. Oh, I know who the guy is. Yeah, right. Yeah, I know who he was. They had a wonderful story on him. Well, that's a shame. Hi, Quarter Eyes. How you doing? Hey, Caliber. Yeah, I don't know, it's one of the things I with the way things are, before I sent any watch in to be repaired, I mean, if I had to send it back to the watchmaker, I'd be sure that they could, they're gonna be around. You could send it off and whoop, suddenly they're gone. I used to file the bottom off of, oboe reeds that are too flat to bring them to pitch. Oh, wow. That is interesting. Um, oh, gee whiz. I thought that was Eddie. Uh, Eddie has, oh, no, it was Eddie. So both you and Eddie both play the oboe? That's really interesting. Um, I forgot there's another double reed player here. Terrible news. We need good watchmakers. Would never buy a watch from a watch box. From Watchbox. I bought 2 from them, Hans, and not a watch box, but from the company. It's sort of Govberg and Watch, I think it's Watchbox, isn't it? Govberg and Watchbox. They're the, Govberg, I guess, is new and Watchbox is pre-owned or something like that. But I got a couple watches from them, had good outcome from both of them. Uh, Woodwind time, I play the flute. Oh, boy. Um, for a number of years, I played a trumpet, but no woodwinds. You think if you place those 2 balance wheels very close facing each other, you can achieve resonance? I don't know. That's a good question. Um, in other words, if I placed them like that, Eddie, I don't know. I That's a possibility, but then I couldn't see whether they were in resonance or not. If I put them like that, how would I don't think I can look at them. But that's an interesting idea. The thing to do would be to put them on get just a little rod and then take a couple, similar wheels and, uh, paint a line on each one and then give them a spin to see if they would be in resonance. You'd have to do it a little differently than that, I think. Um uh, what you want. Oh, I don't know. There's this guy at Govberg that I know, and I try to think of his name. I got a name in somewhere, and I always call him up and talk to him because he's very helpful. And if I run into a problem, and I did, I got this one watch, and it quit working. And so I sent it back, and they got on it right away, fixed it perfectly. It's been fine ever since. It was probably some little glitch. They fixed it, sent it back, and it was fine. I had to send my Kristen Vanderklaw back to the Netherlands twice, and I don't know if that was a user error or or what it was, but I had, to get the moon phase set just right, I was running into problem, but then I found out that there's only certain times of day that you can set the moon phase, and for good reasons. I probably screwed that up or something, but I sent it back to them, and the second time, they really fixed it, so it didn't do that again. And so, that's, sending, man, I tell you, sending anything from Europe to the US or the US to Europe, oh, that's it's a hassle. They charged me customs. I had to pay customs for a repaired watch. Yeah, what a mess that was. Um, yeah, I don't think so, Mark, but thanks anyway. Hey, Jacko, fave watch. Who's got a favorite watch? Um, I like them all. Every time somebody asks me about it, how about you guys? What's your favorite watch? Hi, I like watches. Anyone tried on a discontinued, um, ooh boy, Ionic. I love those Ionics. Those are really gorgeous watches. They've been discontinued a long time, but man, I'd like to get my mitts on one. I think they're made out of platinum and white gold or something like that. They're really beautiful watches. Uh, no, Mark, not now. Okay, not now. I keep dropping the thing. Would you say that watches you like are quite delicate movement wise? No, no more so. Some of the ones I like. I don't know if this is delicate or not. Um, this is these are. I guess these are as delicate as anything else. You know, they have. There's a. I don't know. That's. I suppose that's the watches actually are probably have a lot more. They're a lot more robust than most people realize. They really are. There was this thing that saying, "Oh, you're not supposed to clap your hands when you have your watch on because that'll mess things up." Nah, it apparently there are all of these myths, and that apparently was one of them. But it depends which watch I'm wearing. If I have on my little Seiko 5, I'll clap like mad. Um, let's see. My Henry double hairspring is stuck at Moser factory being serviced. Oh man, well, that's that is a heavy duty service. Once you get it back, I'll PM you for some questions about it. So far, my Henry has been just working perfectly. Mark, did your Henry did something? Oh, did anything go wrong with it, or did you just send it in for a general service? Hey, Stefan. Yeah, PSK 31. What you might do that would help. It did a video on resonance on Watch Art. Say, I'm not trying to push you off or anything, but it would probably give you a lot better idea of what resonance is. Resonance is if you take two pendulums and let them go and they start swinging, if they're not together initially, the resonance somehow brings them together and then they'll go like that. Would you make a clock from scratch? I'm thinking about doing it soon. Would I make a clock? I tell you, making a clock from scratch isn't a bad idea, and I'll tell you why. You got parts that are bigger to work with. Boris Johnson's now in ICU. Whoa, boy. I didn't know that. Uh, it was, one thing I'll say for Boris Johnson, it seemed that he took the the pandemic seriously from the get go, and that's good for him. I wish we had done the same thing. Let's see. Started several weeks before lockdown. Hairspring was stopping in certain positions. Ah, okay. So you did run into a problem with it, Mark. Is that correct? Okay. I may be looking at a vintage Vacheron. Are there any particular models or reference numbers I should look for? I don't know. Here's one thing that you can look for. An easy way to tell which ones were before and after 1970. In 1970, it used to be called Vacheron and Constantin, and there was an ampersand between the Vacheron and Constantin. After 1970, it just said Vacheron Constantin. The place that you'll run into some contradictions with are where you have the movement will show Vesseron and Constantin, and the dial will show Vesseron and Constantin, probably because the movements were made earlier and they hadn't caught up yet. So that's one thing you can you can see around that era. The only My oldest Vesseron Constantin is 2000, and that's one of the 72s. I mentioned he's intensive at the beginning, Bill. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, I missed that one. I just what I heard, Hans, was just in the hospital rather than intensive care ICU. All right, I mentioned. All right, okay. Let's see. There exists beautiful Swiss clock. You know, I wonder if they have kits. One of the things I've seen is a kit for watches. You can get a watch kit from Eisinger and some places like that. And essentially, they charge you way too much for some stuff to put together. I'd rather get the parts separately and do it. But they have these wooden clock kits. And I'd really like to get a wooden clock kit and put it together. That I think would be neat because you have these great big wooden things and you can see everything very clearly. Have you ever been to Ozark? No. I may have. I don't think so. Um, the Ozarks, you mean out in Arkansas? Haven't been there. Let's see. I am planning on designing the movement on my own. Yeah, that would be a cool thing to do. I'd really like to do that, but just even thinking about placing the pinions or I don't know. That would be fun now. Let's see. SAR Corp in New York can work on everything but escapement. Only Moser Switzerland works on the escapements. Ah, okay. That's also good to know. SWR. Okay, Mark. If I ever have to send them in, I'll go there. I doubt they work on they. I doubt would they work on the double hairsprings. Hi, Truth Fears. How you doing? Um, I don't know. And the room says hi, Truth Fears. Okay, Mark J, are you still around? Where's Mark go? I gotta ask Mark something if he's still here. Anyway, the um, see, I hope you all are having fun staying home, like Shirley Booth and Hazel. Okay, there you are. Hi, Mark. Uh, you had asked me a question the other day. Uh, and about a contest we had, and you wanted to know who won. Um, you'll find the answer in your bathroom mirror. Okay, remember when Escape from New York was only a movie? Yeah. Oh God. The other day, who was it? They had a typo, and with the typo, they they said exactly the opposite of what they meant. It was really funny, and so it was. There was there was a joke I heard today about a how was it it was about a priest, an imam, and a rabbit who went into a bar, and the rabbit said, "I think there's been a typo." That was my typo joke that I had for Jay. Jay was the guy who had the funny typo. The price is a cashmere goat. Uh, not the goat. The goats stay here. Uh, oh, yeah. This is my, I don't know if I mentioned, this is my harboring to Felix A11 movement. Thanks, Mark. Good. There you go. Okay. Well, listen, got to run, but let me encourage you to take a look at um, Clyde's page, the PHIST Facebook page. It's really, he's got this really funny banner on it. So, anyhow, so take care, everyone. See you tomorrow.